Its Facebook co-founder Mark Zuckerberg will take 2 months paternity leave once his little daughter's born. The 31-year-old billionaire wrote in a Facebook post that studies show when both parents take time off, the outcomes are better for the newborns and the parents too. Facebook offers employees up to 4 months of paid maternity or paternity leave.
Zuckerberg is just one CEO who wants to give his employees more time with their families. High-tech companies like Spotify and Amazon announced plans to give workers more time off, but not all businesses are so transparent, and there are no guarantees for paid leave. A new website called Fairygodboss lets women anonymously post information about their workplace. That includes parental leave policies and personal experiences, both positive and negative. The site is being called the Yelp for maternity leave benefits. Georgene, Huang, and Romy, Newman are the founders, making their first TV appearance right here in Studio 57. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
All right, so explain how this website started.
Well, it all started when I was let go from my job in a management shakeup, Nora, and I couldn't find information that was really important to me, such as what is a company's maternity leave policy. I was 2 months pregnant at the time, so you can imagine that was a pretty awkward thing to talk about. I hadn't even told my friends, much less was I comfortable sharing it with prospective employers.
Got it. So here you are trying to find a new job, you're pregnant, and you're like, I can't find out what the maternity leave policy is at these companies. Why not ask?
Right, and more than that, maternity leave is only a finite amount of time. Would a company be a fair place to work in the future? Do they treat women and men equally? And would I be negatively judged and mommy tracked? So we created this site, Romy and I, to make sure that women could get better information about prospective employers.
So how did you two know each other?
We were colleagues together at Dow Jones, actually.
So why are we afraid to ask the question?
Well,
Because we're afraid we're going to be judged?
exactly. There's a stigma that goes with it. If you were interviewing and you said, you know, what's your maternity leave, the sort of signal you're sending is, I'm going to be going on leave soon, and that's a risky hire.
So what are you hoping that this website achieves, and how are the kind of comments that people are placing on the website?
Well, our mission is to improve the workplace for women. And we do that by creating transparency, which is a two-way street. Employers also are interested in how they can improve. There's specific actions they can take, such as their parental leave policies, but more than that, cultural choices that they make in terms of whether there's face time at the company. And so we hope that when women share this information, employers listen and, you know, make some changes when necessary.
And who are the best companies?
Well, we'd rather say who the best industries are. We've actually found that consulting and education and insurance rate the highest, and then sort of.
But you do review companies on your
Absolutely.
site.
We do.
There's quite a range of results, meaning we were surprised at some companies that maybe have been in the news negatively for, you know, 1 or 2 incidents being overall rated quite positively. We think that we've been very encouraged by how balanced the feedback has been, because at first we thought this is a review site, this may become an outlet for negativity, but even the women who are unhappy are giving specific reasons as to why.
If a company wants to move to the top of the class in terms of what it offers its employees, what should it do?
Well, it needs women in leadership. It needs to give equal compensation. And you look at Salesforce, for example, and, you know, they're doing a full review to make
That's
sure.
Mark Benioff's company.
Exactly.
What
to
is
make
he
sure
doing?
He's doing a full audit of compensation across his company to make sure that men and women are paid equally.
I think they've spent $3 to $4 million, if I recall
exactly
the
right.
figure is, to order to level out the playing field a bit. Yeah.
So he's already done that?
Yeah.
He's already done that?
Yes,
Okay.
and so equal compensation, things like on-site daycare, things like
Flexible working is very important to some parents.
So are you concerned at all about the accuracy? Because suppose you get somebody that did not have a good experience with that maternity leave, they could say something very snarky. Then you have other people that had a great experience. How concerned are you about accuracy on the website?
Well, we have a few checks in place. First of all, we personally review every review before it goes up to make sure it sort of passes a smell test. And then also, each reviewer needs to confirm an email address. The site is anonymous, but we make sure it's a real person. And then they're also, in signing the terms and conditions, they're attesting that what they're saying is accurate.
The other interesting thing about this, too, though, is the disparity in maternity leaves that exist with companies. There, of course, and how widespread is that? And do you get the sense that younger women, as they're applying to different jobs and have a choice, are trying to choose companies whose benefits are better in this regard?
Absolutely. We conducted a survey, and we believe that 80% of women don't ask, and they just sort of assume that the policies will be okay. And of course, sometimes they find out too late that it's actually not the case. So at least a third are disappointed by what they discover subsequently.
It's a very important question to ask, and I never once asked it during my career. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are putting it out there.
What is your maternity leave policy?
Yeah, because it does send the message, I'm going to be taking time off, and no boss wants to hear that.
And we see changes on
Yeah.
the paternal leave now as well.
Yes.
Yeah. What about Mark Zuckerberg?
We applaud what he's doing. We hope that that sets a new standard. For a CEO to be out on leave is a big deal.
Sends a message. Thank you, Georgene Huang and Romy Newman.